Morning, everybody. This is Bugs. We'll be starting up the briefing in just a couple of minutes.
Morning, Bugs. You got me?
Mr. Magic is here.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, Bugs. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oops.
You dropped us.
You know, it's kind of a shock this early in the morning. You open this up, you're looking at a regular rogues gallery here.
It ain't as early as it is where I am.
Well, Bugs
Yeah.
is in two places at one time.
Yes, I am. Actually, more than that, if you only knew the background here. Yeah. Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome.
Good morning.
Let's get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the SandBox morning briefing. Glad to see everybody here. Wish we were all face-to-face, but we've been through that. We're going to start off the meeting like we should be doing with Pledge of Allegiance. Are y'all? Let me see if I'm sharing my video. Can you see me talking with this?
Yep.
Here, Buzz. Can you see this now?
No.
Let me.
I can't even hear him now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we see it.
You see the flag now?
Yes. Yep.
All right, here we go. Attention to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
States of America,
and to the republic
which
stands
one nation under
nation
God,
under
indivisible, with liberty and
liberty,
justice for all.
for all.
All right, I'm going to transition back to the inside. There. Now you should see one less of me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
That got you good.
Yeah. Again, glad everybody could join us this morning. As typical for our briefings, I would like to recognize, although we can't raise hands, if you know how to wave, there's a little thing you can select to show a wave or raise your hand or something. I want to recognize any Gold Star families we have among us today, and Blue Star families. There's still a lot of folks serving. Also, POW MIA families, and any active military with us today. So anyway, thank you for your service. As I've always said, the family service is important. It's just as important as the service of the member, because without the family back home, what are we fighting for? I think we may have a few FNGs with us who would be riding with us the first time today. So I want to recognize you and say thank you for joining us. We welcome to the family and welcome home. Glad to have you to the family. And before we get started with the program, I would like to recognize our Run for the Wall Board of Directors President, Les Williams, and give him a chance to say a few words. Les, over to you.
Morning, everybody. What a terrific idea this is. Bugs leading the way here. We had a great day yesterday in Washington. Everything went off as well. If you read my message, you were able to see and read the plaque that was left at Washington. And the little ceremony that took place there. It was reasonably uneventful. Nobody got arrested, and free speech was heavily respected. So as you go along with this mission, one of the profoundly sad things of this particular hidden enemy was the loss of the first operational run for the SandBox run. But it's becoming something that's in our rearview mirrors now, and we would really, really hope that we can continue to talk about, is it May 2021 yet? And it's a long time out, but we're going to need this to recover. So thank you all for joining here today, and I think Bugs is doing a great job, and the rest of the leadership. I couldn't be happier from what I see in the way of leadership. So God bless you all. Be safe and take good care of yourselves, because we need you next year.
Thank you, Les. It's great to be here, and we're proud to have you here with us too. Thank you. Les will be riding with us on the SandBox route next year, so I look forward to that too. Let's see what we got next. Events brief. I'd like to, part of the briefing, go over what we would be seeing on this first day of the run for SandBox route. And then when I'm done, our road guard captain, Tennessee, Don King, is going to give us a route briefing about what the road would entail when we get out there. So about this time, we would be staging at the Holiday Inn in Arlington. One of the things I would be talking about at this time is that, or before this time actually, is that we can't stage too early, because the folks that will be staging out for Ride to Remember, Rolling to Remember, will be staging as well. So as soon as they pull out in the morning, we'll be staging up to get ready for our run. Our first stop after 122 miles on the road, the longest day, will be at Breezewood, where we'll be fueling up, and then proceeding another 30 miles down the road to VFW Post 9219 in Shellsburg, Pennsylvania for lunch. After lunch, a short trip over about 19 miles over to Flight 93 Memorial, where we'll be spending about an hour and a half. We'll be rolling down to the south end of the memorial and doing a wreath presentation, and then staying in formation, and then rolling back up to the north end, where we'll have about an hour to visit the museum and see some of the attractions and have a time to wander around in remembrance of what happened there. After that, we get back out on the road, and I'm going to let Tennessee talk more about that, because it's going to be an interesting event there. But we'll be stopping for a fuel and go at the new Stanton service plaza that's along the turnpike after another 46 miles. And then our last leg from there will be 83 miles to St. Clairsville, Ohio, where we'll be visiting North Star Indian Polaris Slingshot for dinner that evening. So it's going to be an eventful day. Can't believe we're not out there, but talking about it with all you guys, and want to keep thinking about it, and understand that we're still planning hard for it, and we're going to make sure this is a meaningful event for everyone. So Tennessee, if you're ready, I want to turn it over to you for the route brief.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. As Bud said, day one's going to be a really interesting day because we're going to make several transitions that are kind of unique for us in this larger group. Last year when we ran the recon, we had, I think, 71 bikes, and I think we have somewhere around 300 registered this year. So I've approached it from the standpoint of some areas that you guys need to be concerned about from the standpoint of safety and be aware of. Okay. First thing I'll tell you is when we leave DC, we got 2 choke points coming out of DC. The first one's at Virginia 267 and the Dulles Toll Road. It's exit 19A and B. We're going to exit right on exit 18, and you've only got about 3/4 of a mile to get over to the right-hand lane. If you go straight and you don't take that exit, you're going to be at the Dulles Toll booth for the airport. And there's no way to get back except go through the booth and turn around. So we got to be sure we get everybody in the group over at exit 18. The next choke point's at I-270 and Interstate 70, where we get on to Interstate 70. That's at exit 31A and B. What happens is the interstate is a 2-lane interstate until you pass exit 31B. And that on-ramp is a 2-lane on-ramp coming up onto 270. So we need to go from lane 2 to lane 4, basically, in that 1 mile stretch and not have any cars trying to get through us. So that's another choke point. The other thing that happens is after you take exit 32, just almost immediately, and you cannot see it when you take the exit, okay? The exit splits. 2 lanes go left, 1 lane goes right. And we're going left because we're going I-70 west. And you just, it's not marked very well. And it is really a short area to make that turn. So just so you're aware of those things. As Bugs talked about, we're going to VFW in Shelbyville, Pennsylvania. Well, to go to the VFW, we're going to turn off on Highway 96 off of Highway 30. And we'll go maybe a half mile down there and we'll turn right on a road called Valley Road. And Valley Road is a farm road. It's kind of like a roller coaster in places, okay? So it's got some ups and downs. So be aware of the roller coaster effect on Valley Road. We're going to turn left on Ferguson Road. And Ferguson Road is the road that takes us to the VFW. And it's probably a 1/4 mile to the VFW after you turn left on Ferguson Road. But we're going in the second entrance. And if you look at the VFW on Google Maps in the second entrance, what you'll see is you have a very steep downhill left-hand inside leaning turn. There's going to be 3 road guards at that entrance to the VFW to be sure that we go single file and we make that turn without dropping bikes, okay? So we need you guys to be aware of the fact that you're going to have road guards there, and it is an inside short leaning turn. And it's more than 90 degrees. It's probably about a 120-degree turn. So just be aware that that's an area of concern from the standpoint of being sure everybody gets in there safely. We need to be sure that we rack it down and follow the instructions of the road guards. After we leave the VFW, we're just going back out the same route to get back to Highway 30 to go to Flight 93. And you will have already ridden down Valley Road, so you'll realize what I'm talking about by then. So but we're going to post enough road guards to be sure we're safe. Then we're going to Flight 93, and as Bug said, we're going down to the bottom of Flight 93. If you go and look at Flight 93 on the computer, you'll see that there's a section, that lower section, where they have a wall and they have a place where people can lay reefs. We're going to the bottom, just stay in formation and park. Go do our reef laying, which we have a reef done, and then we're going to get back on the bikes and we're going to go stage up on the north, up by the museum, which we didn't get to do last year. We only went to the bottom of the hill. I don't know what that staging is going to be at the top of the hill. And the reason I say that is because Franz is going to mark off a section for X amount of motorcycles when we get ready to go that way, and I can tell him how many motorcycles we're going to have. So he'll mark it off, and staging will stage us however we need to stage to get in the area he's got designated for it. When we leave Flight 93, though, it's imperative that that the whole group be together. And when I say the whole group, I mean ambassadors, Chase, everybody that wants to get on to the Pennsylvania Turnpike and be paid for has got to be in that group. So there's going to be two groups leave Flight 93. One's going to be the advanced detachment, the fuelers and stagers, and they're going to leave probably 30 to 40 minutes ahead of the main body. But the main body needs to encompass everybody. And I'm talking, like I say, ambassadors and outreach. Anything that wants to go through that toll booth's got to be in our group. When we leave there, we're going to go down and turn on the Pennsylvania Highway 281 South, okay, toward Somerset. When we get into Somerset, just before we get into Somerset, we're going to need to be sure that we're really closed up tight. We need to be one group. We're going to make a right-hand turn on a street by the name of North Pleasanton Street. When we make that right-hand turn on North Pleasanton Street, it turns into the Pennsylvania Turnpike access road. And if we let a car in there that's got to stop at the toll booth to get a ticket, then it's going to screw up the whole gaggle. So what we got to have is we got to have one group going right down North Pleasanton, right through Main Street intersection onto the Turnpike access road, and going through both toll stalls. They've got two toll stalls to get onto the Pennsylvania Turnpike right there. And we're going to use both toll stalls. So it's going to be left-right track going right through the toll booth, and nobody stops. Once we get through the toll booth, then we're going to pull up onto the on-ramp and stop. And the Pennsylvania Turnpike is going to stop the traffic on the turnpike to allow us to enter onto the turnpike on the way to the travel plaza. So we're going to have clear sailing after we get onto that on-ramp. That on-ramp's about probably maybe 3/4 to a mile long. So we have plenty of room for us to go through the toll stalls and get over there and kind of get everybody back together. The other thing I would caution is the speed limit through the toll booth is 5 miles an hour. Okay. And they're not going to be too happy if we go buzzing through there at about 20, 25 miles an hour. So I would just pre-warn you guys that as we approach the toll booth, the speed's going to reduce from the normal city speed down to probably 7 to 10 miles an hour. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be, but I'm just saying the speed limit's 5 miles an hour is what it is. and they expressed directly to me by the COO of the Pennsylvania Turnpike what speed limit was. Okay, so just be aware. They're going to be aware how we execute our own and off of this toll road, right? And they're bending over backwards to facilitate us getting on as a group, getting off as a group, and not having to stop and pay a toll individually, because that's their policy. So, I mean, I think we got it all good, but just be aware there's some issues with getting on and that kind of stuff. After we get on the turnpike and they've stopped traffic, we're going to go down to the toll plaza. We're going to exit right into the toll plaza. It's on the right-hand side of our exit. And you're going to need to follow the road guards around the toll plaza. And the reason is because we've designed a route in the toll plaza to be sure that everybody clears the turnpike and gets to the fuel site by going in a snake around through the parking lot, okay? So everybody be aware there's going to be road guards out there directing you around the parking lot of the toll plaza so that we can get to the fuel island. And then the other side of the fuel island, we're going to have a designated staging area that staging's going to be at. When we leave the toll plaza, and I think we got just a normal fuel stop there. When we leave the toll plaza, we're back to the same situation we was when we left Flight 93, except fueling and staging is going with the main body, because we're fixing to go through the new Stanton toll plaza where they collect the toll. Okay, so once you get on there, you can't get off unless you're in our group. Because if you're not in our group, they're not going to let you through the toll booth unless you pay $6.10. Okay, so if anybody decides they want to go riding on their own, it's okay, but just be aware it's $6.10 from Somerset to New Stanton. That's what it costs.
Hey, Tennessee, we're getting bumped on time, so.
Okay, I'm almost through.
Okay.
And we're going to execute that toll plaza the same way that we did the other one. We're going through on the two right-hand lanes, and we're not stopping. We're going straight through. I think we're going to have Leo support to get us back onto I-70 once we get through that toll plaza. It was arranged for this year, but I can't speak for next year yet. After we get back onto I-70, it's just interstate all the way to exit 218, and we've got Leo support into the Indian dealership. And that's all I got, Bugs. Unless somebody has a question to me.
As you see, we have all the details. We'll be ready. This is gonna be a rider intensive day of riding, and you look for formation changes. Some of those roller coasters will be going single file, but all that's, as you can tell, all that's very well planned out. We'll be ready to go. Okay, I want to introduce to you Darren Isham. Darren, are you on?
Bugs, there's we're gonna forward to Rosa.
Oh, Rosa's going to speak today?
Yes, sir. Sorry about the last minute change, but Rosa is gonna be ready for you.
No worries. We have Rosa Salinas. She's the sister of Johnny Mata. On March 23rd, 2003, the 507th Maintenance Company was ambushed in Iraq. Johnny Mata was one of the great soldiers that we lost that day, and Rosa is his sister, and she's here to speak about Johnny. So I want to turn it over to Rosa.
Good morning, everyone. I wasn't prepared today. I was ready for tomorrow, but I'm going to try my best. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today, for inviting me to speak with you. during this time, there's so many emotions going through our minds and our hearts. And with Johnny not being here, I'm looking for his strength to get through this. But Johnny was, his career was military. He loved what he did. He didn't speak much about what he did all the time. He was a very quiet man when it came to his work. I knew that he wanted to go right away when the war started, and he got it. He wanted to go when it was the Gulf War, and he wasn't he didn't have to go. He did go to the desert. I mean, he did go, excuse me. He finally went. He left us behind, but he was proud to go. He wanted to serve his country. He knew what he had to do. He knew his mission. And we're very proud of him. He knew when he left, he might not come back. So I guess in a way, he always prepared us for it no matter what. I didn't know that I was going to meet so many people with him passing. The run has provided us with so much healing. And now with SandBox coming on, knowing that he's being remembered and honored and he will never be forgotten, this means the world to us. We can't thank you enough for doing this for us, for the families who sometimes can't do what you are doing. Every time you come by, the outreach groups that come by, it's like, even if it's the first time that we meet, it's like we've known each other forever. And we look forward to it every year. And every year you provide a little bit of healing in our hearts. You fill that void that we thought we would never be filled. And although we miss our family, our loved ones, our lost ones so much, you provide a little bit of healing and you fill that void. Again, I was not prepared for today and I'm sorry, but thank you so much again for allowing us to be a part of all of this and for you always coming in. And I know that he'll never be forgotten. Again, thank you, and I'm sorry.
Rosa, no apologies necessary. Thank you for coming on and speaking with us. You and your family are exactly what our mission's about. You're part of our family. I always look forward to seeing you on the Southern Route every year when we come through. And Gump speaks so highly of you and your family and Johnny as well. For those of you who don't know, Gump on the Southern Route was also part of that maintenance company and was, I believe, was actually in the truck with Johnny when it all happened. So thank you for coming on and speaking with us today. This is why we ride. We all know that. And everybody give a thumbs up. You know, this is why we ride. This is why we ride. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you for being with us and for sharing part of your story and your remembrance of Johnny.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we've got, I think we've got about 7 minutes left and we need to do our drawing. So we're gonna shift gears real quick here. So I've got several things to give away in the drawing. First thing is a do-rag, a Harley do-rag. Now, I can't help it, I'm a Harley guy. So the first, what we've been doing, my wife has got the list of all the participants from the route today, for the briefing today, and we're drawing names for these things based on who's here. So the first item up for drawing is the Harley do-rag. And not looking. We've got everybody's name numbered, so we're drawing a number out of the hat. So we have to write the first everybody. It's number 35. Crowbar. Crowbar. Who's Crowbar?
Crowbar.
That's me.
Yay.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, awesome.
Who's that?
Evelyn.
Oh,
Crowbar. Evelyn Howard.
Evelyn. Oh, Evelyn. Okay.
I ride a Can-Am. I guess I'll pass it to the mister, you know. Awesome.
Oh, he'll enjoy it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item we have is a gremlin bell that says, "Ride it like you stole it." I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It's got a skull and handlebars on one side and "Ride it like you stole it" on the other. Okay, and the number for this one is 28. Who's that?
Ken's iPad, and that may be that Ken. We don't know why.
Ken's iPad.
He's currently on Ken's iPad.
Who's Ken's iPad?
Maybe your neighbor.
Ken Davis.
Ken Davis, okay. All right, it's okay, we got a winner. Ken Davis. Okay. All right. Next thing, we're going to start with these. We're going to give away 2 of these wall-to-wall patches for the run. Now, I'll tell you just a quick bit about these patches. We're going to be selling these patches as well, but nobody has one yet. So all the ones that we have that are available are in my office. So whoever wins these on these briefings will be the first to get them. And then next week, I'm going to be announcing the method where you can buy them. So first patch awarded to, here's number 16.
Mr. Magic.
Mr. Magic.
Hey, Bugs. Good morning. I'm in the house.
All right, so you got this patch.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do
Oh,
one
you're
more.
real close, sir.
Let's see. Okay, the number is 23. Ralph's iPhone. Who's Ralph's iPhone?
I see you, Ralph. You're muted.
Is that Ralph Sorensen?
He said yes.
Ralph Sorensen. Sidewinder. Okay, last thing. I have a Cracker Barrel $25 gift card. Who doesn't like Cracker Barrel? You can withdraw from the drawing. Okay. The number is 37.
That is Wicked, John McKee.
Wicked, John McKee. Okay, that's it. That's the 5 things I've got for drawing. Look for more tomorrow. We'll be giving away at least 2 patches per briefing tomorrow and Monday. Just to let y'all know that we have you saw the president's message about the plaque laying at the Vietnam Wall Saturday. We also have a SandBox plaque that's going to be laid at the Middle East Conflicts Wall tomorrow at, I believe, about 1:40 p.m. Central. We're planning to broadcast that on Facebook Live or by some means. We'll be figuring that out, and I'll send out the message tonight with some information about how to join in and watch. But we're about out of time. Thank you for all joining us this morning for the briefing. If all of y'all that that won the drawing, my wife just reminded me, please email me at bugs@rftw.us, your address, so that I can get these things in the mail to you. I want to be sure you get them.
Hey, Bugs,
Yeah.
would you make sure that Rosa gets a patch when they're available and bill me?
Sure will. I'll make sure you get one. Okay, we're about out of time. Thank you all for signing in. We'll be doing this thing same time tomorrow, but maybe without some of the technical glitches. But it's good to see everybody's face. This Zoom is pretty awesome. Thank you for joining in, and have a good day of riding. Be safe out there, and remember that all roads lead to all roads. So no matter where you go, together we ride. Wall to wall, y'all.
Hoorah.
Wall to wall. Hoorah.
Wall to
Wall to wall.
Wall to wall.
Bye.
baby.
Wall to wall.